Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Here we go! I'm back! Hey everybody, I'm Doc Hamels, and I am so glad to be back here at Chautauqua Sunrise. I've been gone for a couple weeks, and I want to do a special thanks to Jeff Zook for covering 2 weeks ago. I leave the show, and the next thing I know, they're drinking on the show. I can't believe it. The place was full of wine, and it was a great show with Joe Town. And Randy, thank you for last week. He was riding merry-go-rounds and little bumper cars, I guess, and tilt-a-whirl. So anyways, glad to be back. I'm not going to talk about my vacation this week because I got so much to talk about today, but I got some fun pictures for you probably next week, and we'll talk about that then. But anyways, great to be back in Chautauqua County. I love Chautauqua County. I love living here, and we love talking about all the good things that's going on here. Hey, I don't know about you if you looked outside today, but it looked like somebody took a big sprayer and just sprayed everything white. It's like Jack Frost was like crazy, man. At my house, everything is just coated like in frost. It's actually kind of pretty. Up here in Mayville, it's not quite as much, but down along the lake, I'm not sure if it's because of the temperature changes or what, but oh, thank you. I just got the information right. Remember I told you they talked to me? Because of the fog, it was hanging over the fields, but it's just gorgeous today. We're in store for a great day today. I think they're talking about almost 60 degrees today. Going to be a beautiful day. My dog Max has already put in his request. We're going to go for a nice long walk. I see all the birds are coming back. The peepers. Sorry, Randy, I didn't get a good recording this year yet. Maybe for next week. I always record the peepers at the middle of the night because that's usually a good indication of a strong spring coming. But the peepers are peeping in the woods, and frogs are starting to croak, and I saw geese flying overhead. So great time to be alive here in Chautauqua County. Okay, I got a couple notes here. Daylight savings time. I always mess this up, so help me out now. Daylight savings times happen sometime after midnight tonight, 2 o'clock Sunday morning or something like that, and the clocks go forward. Okay, so we lose an hour. So go to bed early if you want to get all your rest. But anyways, daylight savings time tonight, so don't forget to change your clocks because you'll end up being late for whatever tomorrow or for work on Monday. Also, this is St. Patty's week, St. Patrick's Day. Everybody's Irish for 12 hours a year. For me, I'm Irish all the time. But I'm going to have some fun this week. I'm going to be playing for the Westfield Mayville Rotary Club. On Tuesday, I'm going to be over at the Fredonia Rotary Club. On Thursday, and to my friends at Fredonia Place, one of our sponsors, I am going to be playing for you guys on Thursday at 3 o'clock. I'm going to be doing some Irish music, so I'm looking forward to that. So, busy week, lots of things to talk about, and as always, my director gave me a lot of stuff to talk to you about. So, Jeff, here we go. Let's start with the first slide. We got the veterans of Ripley. I believe this is what this one is. Okay. They are still fundraising for those signs that are going to be indicating all of the veterans that either lived or were born in Ripley and have been awarded one of the top 9 medals of valor. For instance, a Purple Heart, Congressional Medal of Honor, the Navy, the Air Force have various ones, the Marines and so forth, and you can look it up, but they're taking donations, and you can drop your donation over at the town hall there and see Becky Carvella, the town clerk. So that's coming up, and I'll be talking more about that as time goes by. Okay. Infinity Visual and Performing Arts Incorporated has their 2nd annual Local Artist Showcase. The Local Artist Showcase will be held at the Infinity Arts Cafe today. I didn't know that. Did you know that? March 12th, today, from 12 noon to 5 p.m., and features the work of over 20 local visual artists, fun activities for the entire family, an art auction featuring autograph items by members of the Beach Boys, Bella Fleck and Abigail Washburn, Blake Shelton. Wow. Okay, there's going to be an auction and others. So that's coming up, and that should be a lot of fun. So that's today. Infinity is a special place in my heart. I just love that organization. They do great things with kids and help them develop their music and theater and poetry and writing skills. Great thing. Okay, let's see. This is coming up in May, so this is an early thing, but you can mark your calendars. On May 14th in Ripley is hosting, listen to this one, a color explosion. I'm not exactly sure what this is all about. As a means to promote a healthy, positive community, Ripley Central School will be hosting a non-competitive, that's my kind of thing, 5K for all ages, followed by a chicken barbecue supporting the Chautauqua Lake baseball team. Tickets are $10 for the barbecue, and prices vary for the color run. The website, you can check it out, is cd5k.com. Find the Ripley race, come out and participate, volunteer, and have something to eat. Splash a little color into your life. I think this is where they throw colors at you. I think when you're racing, Randy, you would look good in purple.
Yeah.
Okay. Other information, if you're interested in learning more about Infinity or signing up for lessons, a new student orientation will be held March 17th, coming up this St. Patrick's Day at 5:45 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. at the Infinity Center. Also, who doesn't like karaoke? There'll be a karaoke night at the Infinity Arts Cafe on the next night, on Friday, March 18th. At 7 p.m., the event is free and open to the public. All are encouraged to attend. And, boy, they got a lot going on in Infinity. They also will be holding a spring break day camp for students aged 8 to 16. Music and Arts Institute will be held from Monday, March 21st to Thursday, March 24th. Camp is held from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. each day. Before and after care are available at an additional cost. Now listen to this. The camp schedule includes Day 1, upcycled art. Day 2, lights, camera, and action. Sounds like us here. Day 3, instrumental exploration. Day 4, break a leg. Register for camp. Please visit infinityperformingarts.org, and that's Infinity Performing Arts is all one word, .org. So I'm assuming that you can do something with art and cameras. It looks like music and dance. I think they're cleverly disguised. Steady, Randy. I've seen them dance. Not pretty. Okay. So you got lots of things going on. I also want to remind you that if your club or organization has something going on, give us a call. Write to me. Write to the studio here, and they can pop up that information here in a sec. Magic. You can send information to any one of those places, and we'll be happy to share your event. and it's free of charge. That's what we do here at Chautauqua Sunrise. Also, I want to mention that there's 2 new shows here at the studio. We've got Gail Irv's show, and we've got George's classic movies that he's doing. So check us out throughout the week. Lots of things going on here at Access 5. Okay, now I have a great show for you. We got all kinds of people here in the studio. I actually have an audience for a change. I got like I don't know, 75 people here. And, all right, I lie. There's like 10 people here. But anyways, we've got some very talented young ladies here that are going to be talking with me in just a second. But this time of year is not only St. Patrick's Day, but it's also that time of year where you get this knock on the door, and you open it up, and there's this cute little person with a little sash across, and they have Girl Scout cookies, and they want to sell you cookies. And we're always happy to buy cookies. And unfortunately, I don't realize that my wife just bought 6 boxes and I buy a bunch of boxes. So we have enough cookies for like the whole year. So anyways, but it's great. It's great that the girls are out there doing fundraisers right now, and it's for a good reason, and we're going to find out all about that. So today in the studio, I have 2 Girl Scouts, and we're going to meet them in just a second. And she's not going to be on camera, but Jillian, she's a camp director from Camp Timbercrest, and she tells me she does things with horses, right? Right. So she's here as moral support, but we're going to now invite our 2 young ladies. Are you ready? Here we go. I've got Genevieve and Kierra with me today. So good morning, ladies. So how are you? Let's start with Genevieve.
Good.
Good? Okay, I need you to hold that microphone just a little closer to you. Right there. Perfect. You're a natural. So Genevieve, where are you from?
I'm from Mayville.
Okay. And we'll get to your buddy here in a second. So you've been in Girl Scouts how long now?
8 years.
You've been in Girl Scouts for 8 years? I didn't know you could start that little. How old are you?
11.
So you started out as they call them daisies? Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, my daughter was a daisy, and then you went to brownies, and now you're a full-fledged Girl Scout. Is that 2 fingers? Is that how you do that? 3 fingers? Get up there. Okay, 3 fingers. Okay. So that's the sign of the Girl Scout, right? So we asked you to come today to talk a little bit about your experiences with Girl Scouts, but specifically, are you selling Girl Scout cookies right now?
Well, we already sold them, but we could do booth sales.
Oh, so you could keep on selling. Now keep that microphone close to you. Now, why are you selling Girl Scout cookies to begin with? What's it for?
It's for camp.
What camp?
Any camp.
Any camp. And where do you go to camp?
I go to Camp Timbercrest.
Okay, and that's in Randolph, New York, right? And what do you do there?
Well, there's many different activities.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the activities you do?
Horseback riding.
Okay, Jillian told you to say that, right? So what kind of horseback riding is it? Is it just
Western.
Western style, okay. So that's where you sit across the saddle, not sideways, because English is the other way, right? Trust me. Okay, so how long have you been going to camp?
I've been going to camp for almost 5 years.
5 years. So you must really like it there. How's the food? Pretty good? Must be, because most of the time I hear kids go to camp and they say, oh, that's okay. Okay, let's talk to your other friend here, Kierra. Okay, Kierra, where are you from?
Mayville.
Okay, and are you in the same troop?
No.
Oh, you're different troop. So what's your troop?
Troop 20096.
And Genevieve, you're 2005 or 20005. Okay, and do you meet it? Where do you meet?
Mayville Library.
And where do you meet?
At the church.
At the church. Okay, and how many girls are in your troop, Kierra?
5.
5. And how many are in your troop?
10.
10. Okay, so Kierra, have you been to Girl Scout camp?
Yes.
How many times?
Once.
Once. And what did you do there?
I did horseback riding, canoeing, swimming, crafts, and
You had a busy time there. Now, how long are you there for? Like
a week.
Just a week? That's a long time, isn't it? Did you get homesick? I had to get my daughter and like haul her back because she wanted to stay for a long time. Okay, and have you been selling Girl Scout cookies?
Yes.
Okay, and are you ready for camp this year?
Yes.
Okay, looking forward to it. And when do you go to camp? What month do you know?
July.
July. And Genevieve, are you in July as well? No. August? June? September? December? You guys ever go camping in the wintertime?
Yes.
You do?
I did once.
Yeah. I was a Boy Scout. We did a lot of camping. I love camping. Okay, let's give the microphone back to Genevieve because I got a couple questions for her. Okay. Sometimes kids think that scouting isn't very cool. Okay. Some people think that. They think it's not cool. I was a Boy Scout and it was just like an outstanding experience for me. Girl Scouts cool?
Yes,
Why?
because you get to do fun stuff.
Fun stuff. Okay. Instead of just sitting around watching TV all day or playing on your iPad or something like that, you're actually doing stuff. What is something that you're doing right now that you think is really important?
Selling Girl Scout cookies.
Okay. And that's to get you to camp. But do you ever do anything for your community?
Yes.
Like what?
Like one time when we were daisies, we went to a community place and we did flowers for them.
Okay. Kierra, have you ever done anything for your community? Okay, tell us about that.
We made recyclable bags out of an old T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And this year we are going to help with the garden.
Okay.
Let's see.
How does that make you feel when you're all done doing a project like that?
Very good.
Very good, yeah. You know, that when you grow up, I know it seems like a long time from now, but there's other organizations that continue to do good things for communities. For instance, like I told you, I was in Boy Scouts, and now I'm part of Rotary and other organizations, Kiwanis Club, and there's a Lions Club, and there's different clubs that you can join as an adult that helps people in the community, you know? So, if you could look at the camera right now, Kierra, and tell the girls that are watching or the moms that are watching, why should you join Girl Scouts? What's the big deal here?
If I could see and they wanted to join Girl Scouts, I joined Girl Scouts because I thought it would be fun and full of activities, and I really wanted to go to camp.
Okay, and so far so good? It's worked out pretty good? Okay, Genevieve, your turn. Looking at the camera, what would you tell the girls or the moms or dads out there? Why did you join Girl Scouts, and why should they join Girl Scouts?
I joined Girl Scouts to have fun with my friends after school. And because I thought it would be a good way to help the community.
Perfect. Okay. So, folks, if you're interested in learning more about Girl Scouts, especially of Western New York, I have a phone number that you can call. It's 651-0282. If you're interested in going to Girl Scout camp, give them a call at the Girl Scout camp office in, where is it, Jillian? Faulkner?
I think that one's in Chautauqua, but there is one closer that you can.
Okay, it's in the phone book. But the good news is that after these ladies are done here today, we're going to have a full show on Girl Scouts on April 30th, and we're going to talk more about things. But we just asked them to come in here and do a little teaser to talk a little bit about what's going on, and ask for your support to help these girls go to camp. So I'm going to ask you one more question, both of you. Are you ready? And then we're going to move on. So Genevieve, what's your best memory of camp?
Well, we had this Hawaiian party one year, and we all went synchronized swimming.
Oh, how cool is that? Okay, Kierra, your best memory of camp?
My best memory was when I was riding horses.
Okay. Did you tell her to say that?
I did it.
So, and that's a good memory, okay? So, ladies, thank you for joining me today, and hopefully you'll have a great summer camp, and we'll be hearing all about it maybe another time, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We're going to go to a public service announcement, and then we have another great guest for you here just shortly. So, take it away. We'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, you can put the microphone down now and continue over.
fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire. And that could be scary.
Hi, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Heard all about Girl Scouts here in Chautauqua County. We had two lovely ladies talking all about their experiences, and hopefully that just gives you a little teaser, and be thinking about the girls that are in your lives, or the boys for that matter, that want to go into Scouts. And I had a great experience. I was a Boy Scout till I was 18, and they kicked me out because at 18 you had to go on. Then I became a Scout leader, and I was involved with Scouting for 25 years. But with girls as well, it gets them out, socializing, do a lot of fun things. And as I said, April 30th, we hope to have a whole show for you just on Girl Scouts and what's going on. Now, my special guest today is going to be joining me in just a second. But I want to tell you a little about how this all happened. I was at a Rotary meeting, I don't even remember, it's been months ago, and we had a speaker there. And she probably was the shortest speaker we've ever had, because I think you're only like 2 foot tall or something like that. No, I made that up. You're probably about 4 foot tall. Probably our youngest speaker at the time. And she was speaking on a particular situation, and I just sat there and I'm going like, wow, this young lady really knows what she's doing. She's very, very personable and fun to be with, and but she has a very serious subject to talk about, and we're going to talk about that with her in a second. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, and Girl Scouts, I want to introduce to you and welcome Miss Cassidy Phillips. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
I had the Girl Scouts warm up the show for you. How'd they do? Pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you see how easy it was? So, Cassidy, you were at our Rotary Club, but I don't remember everything about you. So, where are you from?
Westfield.
Westfield, okay. And where do you go to school? In Westfield?
Yes.
And what grade are you in?
5th.
And who's your teacher?
Mr. Putney.
Mike? I know Mike. Okay, he's a pretty cool guy. He has all those rocks and things in his classroom, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Now, you have different teachers too, right? You kind of rotate, right? You probably don't know this because, let's see, how old are you?
10.
10. I think you were only like 3 or 4 years old, but for a short period of time, I actually substituted as the principal there. I would have been your principal if you were there at the same time I was there. But the elementary principal left, and they asked me to come in. I was retired, and they dragged me back, and I worked there for a little while. So wonderful, wonderful school. So you and I met at the Rotary meeting, and your Aunt Adele introduced you, and she's now the president of our club. Where is she today? I thought she was going to be here today.
I don't know.
She left you high and dry, but you brought your family. Now, is your Aunt Adele your mother's sister?
Yes.
I see the similarity. Okay, she's off to the side, isn't she? And you have I see two other little people here. Who are they?
There's my brother Tristan and my sister Katie.
Okay, good morning. Katie doesn't want to talk to me at all. Am I scary looking? I hope not. Okay. Okay. So at the Rotary Club meeting, you talked about something that had initials. AVM. I'm going to say it real slow. AVM. And it's such a long formation that I can barely say it all. So you tell me, and folks on TV, what does that stand for?
Arteriovenous malformations.
It's Saturday morning, and I can barely say that, so I'm going to try it. Arteriovenous malformation. How'd I do? I get it? Okay. You said you're 10 years old? I'm a lot older than that, and I've never even heard of this before, okay? It seems like there are certain things that are starting to show up on TV, different situations, different medical conditions I've never heard of. And I've never heard of this one before. So why are you talking to people about arteriovenous malformation?
I am talking to people about them because I wanted to raise awareness on them, because I have never heard of an event to go on about them, so I wanted to plan one.
But why are you talking about it? Why aren't you talking about cancer or heart disease or dogs that need shelter? Why are you talking about AVM?
It's something that is...
Well, how did you learn about AVM?
I had one.
Oh, you had it or you have it?
I have it.
You have AVM. Okay. So we haven't even said what it is yet. So what is arteriovenous malformation?
It's a tangle of veins and arteries, and it can happen anywhere in your body, but mine is in my brain.
I don't see it. Is it very big?
It's about that big.
That big. So you said it's a tangle of what now?
Veins and arteries.
Veins and arteries. How does that happen? We don't know.
I don't know.
I was reading about it. They don't know. Okay, and it can happen in different parts of your body, from what I understand, in your spine and different places. But yours is in your brain. Okay, so let's try this. Let me go back to this. Arteriovenous malformation in the brain. That's a big mouthful for a 10-year-old to have to be able to pronounce and say, and I'm barely doing it today. So you have some jumbled arteries and veins. So people are watching right now going, okay, so what? So what? What does that mean? What happens?
Well, mine eventually popped.
What? What popped?
The occipital lobe.
Okay, something in your occipital lobe, all right. And was it a vein?
Yes.
Oh, and then what happened?
I was rushed to the Westfield Memorial Hospital and then airlifted to the Buffalo's Women and Children's Hospital, and I got a bunch of treatments there.
When was this?
When I was 6.
So this was a few years ago. So you had a vessel in your brain pop. And they call that a hemorrhage, I believe. Right? I was reading about that. I'm saying yes. So I got an A+ on my science lessons here. Okay, so you're 6 years old and you're running around and you're doing things in Westfield. You had pets or anything? Were you playing outside or?
I was at my Nana's house.
And what happened? And so you didn't know this was going to happen?
Nope.
You didn't feel anything? You didn't wake? Nobody said you have AVM? So it sort of like creeps up on you. So what happened?
Well, I didn't feel well, and I went up to my Nana and told her that I didn't feel well, and she didn't believe me because at this point in time I didn't like school, and she
Imagine someone saying they don't like school and then trying to get out of school. My brother was famous for that.
And then she told me to use the bathroom, and I kind of got lost trying to find it, and she dragged me in there, and she called my mom, and then she carried me out, and that's all I remember.
So this is something that surprised you.
Yes.
Okay, and your grandma too. Okay. So you don't remember it actually popping because did you feel it?
Nope.
No, because things like inside of our brain we can't always feel it. Some people will say that they'll feel a little pinch or a little tingle or something like that when things like this happen. But in your case, you didn't know. Were you scared?
Yes.
I would have been scared, especially all of a sudden you can't find your way. All right, so your grandma picked you up and she called 911, and then what happened?
I was rushed to the Westfield Memorial Hospital, and my family met me there, and then I had to be airlifted to Buffalo's Women's and Children's Hospital, and they gave me a bunch of treatments there and procedures.
Okay. You hold on a second, okay? Folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and we're talking about a very unusual set of circumstances here that any one of us probably could find ourselves in, and it's called arteriovenous malformation. And I always encourage you, if you have questions for my guest, hopefully not too hard, but you can call us here at 753-5225. You can Twitter us, you can tweet and Twitter are the same. You can Twitter us, you can email us or whatever. And if you have a question of Cassidy, feel free, because are you ready to take phone calls if somebody calls? Sometimes we get calls here. Okay, for those of you that are listening to us on WRFA in Jamestown, we want to remind you that this is pre-recorded, but if you want to know more information about AVM, it's easy to Google this, and maybe we'll talk a little bit more about how people can find out more information. So anyways, for those of you who are watching this morning, I encourage you to call in or ask a question or just make a comment. If you know somebody else that is dealing with AVM, maybe you can share your story, okay? So how's that? Is that fair enough? Okay, so you were at your grandma's and you weren't feeling well. Why would you think you were fooling around? Because you didn't want to go to school that day?
Yes. Well, I didn't like school.
Didn't like school. Okay, and that happens. Okay, but school okay now though?
Yes.
Yeah, you got a cool teacher. So if you were in school, so if you were 6 years old, were you in first grade or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. So how long were you out of school? About
2 weeks.
Wow, that's quite a long time. So you were at Westfield Memorial Hospital. You saw that they're one of my sponsors here, a great hospital. So what did they do for you there? Do you remember?
They stabilized me, and they realized that they couldn't do much more, so they had to airlift me too.
Yeah. And that's what happens with hospitals. Everybody has their specialty, or they can do so much. So they kind of took care of things, and then they sent you to the hospital that could do the next level of care. So you were in a helicopter?
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Well, I woke up for a split second and then fell back to sleep.
I would open my eyes and close them really fast because I don't like heights. I don't like anything that moves fast. I have to take Dramamine. So you were in a helicopter and they took you to Buffalo.
Yep.
Did you know I was from Buffalo?
No.
Yeah, I was born and raised there. Great hospitals up there. So you went to Children's Hospital?
Yes.
Okay, and they specialize for kids. So you said they did some treatments and surgery? What'd they do?
Well, I had 1 gamma knife and 2 embolizations. Yeah.
You're throwing really big words at me, but you know what? I know what a gamma knife is. Okay, it's not on Star Wars. You know, Luke Skywalker is in. It's you tell the folks what a gamma knife is.
It's where they put a cage around your head, and in each corner of the cage there are like these little lasers, and they put a target in your brain, and the lasers burn off most of that part in the brain.
Now, I know I know about gamma knives, and it must have been a little bit scary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, they have to put this thing on your head. Do they have to like secure it to your head?
They had to screw it in.
I have a very good friend right now that had to have a gamma knife done, and he was telling me that they had a screw right into his head. That must have been, you're only 6 years old. Wow, you must have been very brave.
I was very nervous.
So you have this like hat, metal hat. It's like a skull or cap or something, and they put these screws in here, and then they take radiation and they shoot it into wherever they need to shoot it. So that took care of the hemorrhaging, the bleeding. Okay, and then you said the other word.
Embolization.
Embolization. What does that do?
It's where they go into your brain, and on the tip of the tool they're using, there's a little camera, and by the camera there's a little tube of glue, so they can glue it back together.
Wow! That's incredible. So, okay, I'm going to ask a tough question. How did they do that? They have to make a little hole and go into your head?
They went in through a part of my leg.
Really? So they came up through a vein? Oh, I've heard that before. Okay. So they went way up there. Luckily, you're a little person, so they didn't have too far to go. And so then they found the vein, was it? And they glued it together? So how are you feeling?
Good.
Good. Now, do you have to take any medication for this?
Yes, I have to take Kierra twice a day at 7.
What's that for?
It's like to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay. And people that are watching the show right now maybe have never heard of AVM before, okay? So if somebody has AVM, can they do normal things, or are there things that you can't do?
Things that I can't do is no contact sports. But once again, mine's in my brain, so and it can happen anywhere, so the restrictions might be different.
That's true. If you had it in your back or some other part of your body. Okay, so let's kind of go back to everything where you said so far. So you were 6 years old, and out of nowhere, you didn't feel well, and then you got like disoriented, and then your grandmother found you, and you went to the hospital. You had something go wrong in a vein, basically hemorrhaged or was starting to bleed in your brain. You had to go to the hospital, and they fixed it for you. Okay,
Yep.
and this is called arteriovenous malformation. Okay, now that's where you said the veins and the arteries are jumbled. Did they take any of these away, or did they just fix the hole or patched it?
They patched it. pretty
Patched
much.
it. Okay. When you said you can't have it participation in any contact sports, so obviously you're little for football, but you could probably have to be careful with like basketball or doing anything with other kinds of sports, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How's that make you feel?
Well, it's different because you can't do everything that your friends can do, but I play softball.
Oh, okay. You wear your helmet,
Yep.
so you're protected. So you could do some things. So far, what is it that you feel you're missing out of? Anything special?
Nothing really.
Nothing really. How about as you get older? Do they tell you got to be careful for anything?
They said like no really flips and stuff like that.
So no opportunity for you to bounce on your head, right?
Right.
Oh, and probably that would really mess things up and back to the hospital again. Okay, you started to talk a little bit about some things that you're working on, okay? And we have Jeff, I think we have a screen to pop up here for Cassidy. Jeff, hello, anybody out there? Can we pop that up? There we go. Tell us about that.
Well, I am doing a dance-a-thon to raise AVM awareness, and this is my GoFundMe page. It is where people can donate money through emails or Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's keep that up there for a while. So it's you go to GoFundMe.com, right?
Yep.
And GoFundMe is all one word, .com, and then they just search for you? How do they find you on there?
Well, my mom emailed it to a bunch of people, and then they shared it, so now it's kind of all over. It's on a bunch of people's Facebook page, and it's on email.
Okay, but if you were on GoFundMe, you could look for Cassidy's AVM awareness or something like that. So now you're doing a dance-a-thon. Is that what that is? A dance-a-thon. What is a dance-a-thon?
It's where we're going to have music playing for 5 hours, and we're just going to have fun and dance for
5 hours. That's a long time to dance. Have you ever danced for 5 hours?
maybe not for 5.
Okay, so where's this going to take place?
At the Moose Lodge in Westfield,
Okay, and when is this going to be?
April 17th this year.
Moose Club in Westfield, and that's over on Clinton Street. And what's the date again? April
17th.
17th. Now, that didn't say, oh, there it is. Okay, there's your flyer. Thanks, Chris and Jeff, for bringing that up. So tell us about what that's all about. Here, I'll give you a copy of it. You can read. Looks like the same thing. So tell us about that.
Well, it tells more about it, and it says how old you have to be to
Well, tell us how old
participate.
you have to be. Tell us all the good stuff here.
Ages 1 to 101 years old.
Okay, so I can show up.
And it says how you can participate, how you must earn a minimum of $20 in pledges or pay a $25 entry fee at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells how entry fee includes hot dogs, bag of chips, dessert, and a chance at the door prize.
Now, hold on now. So you're saying if you've got pledges, so that's where people say they'll donate money. So let's say I get $20 in pledges. So I walk in and I say, here's my pledges. I get a hot dog, something to drink, chips, and I dance for 5 hours?
And a chance at the door prize.
What's the door prize?
It's a quilt.
A quilt? Okay. Do you know how much quilts cost? They're like really expensive, so this is going to be a really good prize. Have you seen the quilt yet?
Yes.
What's on the quilt?
It's a bunch of squares and there are some diamonds on it.
So really pretty designs. Your what?
My nana made it.
Oh, okay. We don't have a picture of that though, do we?
Nope.
Okay. Sometime can you send me the picture of that and we'll put it on the air here?
Yep.
Okay. So keep going. So you show up with your pledges and then what?
There's a 50-50 raffle, a dance-a-thon raffle, a Chinese auction, and door prizes.
Chinese auction. What's a Chinese auction?
It's where we have a bunch of baskets and you can enter tickets to try and win things.
All right. So like, let's say there was 50 baskets, and what do I do? Buy tickets and put my name in those, and then they draw my name or something like that?
They draw your number.
Oh, my number. Okay. And then my name is next to the number somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Chinese auction. What else? 50-50. Do you know what a 50-50 is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's where you sell a bunch of tickets and you draw a number at the end of it, and whoever gets that number gets 50% of the money that you raised.
Are you a businesswoman? You're going to be. You already know how to raise money here. All right. So there's a dance-a-thon where you're getting people to bring in donations, or $25 at the door. There's a Chinese auction. There's a 50-50. Okay. What else is going on?
There's music by Cool Tunes, and Zumba and dance instructors will do half-an-hour dances throughout the event.
Time out. You say Cool Tunes?
Cool Tunes.
Who is Cool Tunes?
It's a music company, and there are a bunch of people there who come out to do it, and we have Matt.
A Matt?
Matt.
Oh, Matt is part of Cool Tunes? Okay, he's like the disc jockey or something like that? He the announcer? Okay, so he gets people up and dance and Zumba. What is Zumba? I see this all the time. I don't even know what Zumba is.
I don't really know how to explain it. It's
Okay.
like really fast dancing.
Oh, I'm not a fast dancer. I'm a slow dancer. Are you a fast dancer or a slow dancer?
Bit of both.
Okay, so Zumba really gets you moving. I've seen it on TV, but I have no idea what Zumba is. Okay, so what else we got?
We have prizes awarded for most pledges.
What kind of prizes? Trips to Hawaii? Brand new cars?
No.
Smaller?
Yes.
Okay. So this isn't about earning a prize. It's just like thanking people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
There are only 3 rules. No horseplay. Participants under 12 years of age must have an adult with them and have fun.
You have rules for a dance-a-thon. All right. So this is serious stuff. You're going to come out to dance, you're going to dance. It's no monkey business, right? Okay. And so 12-year-olds and under have to have an adult there. That's probably important because we don't want kids running around and goofing off and stuff. You keep looking at the screen. There's something going on that I don't know about?
No.
It's just me. Randy, are you doing something weird? He does some things sometimes. I never know what he's doing because I don't even pay. Thank you. Okay. And have fun. That's a big part. Now, how much money are you trying to raise? I mean, I saw on your screen already you've raised $1,700. All right. So how much is the dance-a-thon going to raise, you think?
My goal is $2,000 to $5,000.
$2,000 to $5,000. That's a lot of money. So what are you going to do? Buy some new dresses and new clothes?
Nope. All the proceeds will go to Gates Vascular Institute, which is where I had my procedures done.
Wait a minute. Gates Vascular Institute? How do you say all these words this early in the morning? I mean, I can barely say my own name at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm barely awake Saturday mornings. I mean, you're just throwing out these huge words. Gates Vascular Institute, right? Where's that?
It's in Buffalo.
All right, so that was where you, at Children's Hospital, Gates? Okay. And so they collect money, and what do they do with the money?
Well, we're just donating money there so they can buy more equipment and more medicines they need.
Okay, and maybe some research and help other people. Okay. Cassidy Phillips, you are 10 years old. I don't know anybody else in the world that is raising money for AVM. Do you?
There's a organization, AVM organization of the greater Buffalo area that is also helping me.
There's an organization? Remember I told you I've never heard of AVM, and now you're telling me there's an organization for all this? So, who are they?
There's my aunt, there's Lisa Green. There are a few other people who come in every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they just did a event. It was a big, like, raffle and just a time to.
Okay. You're sitting here with me on TV right now. Folks are going to be listening to you on the radio at Tuesday at 1 o'clock in Jamestown. How does it make you feel? Do you feel unusual or different?
Not really.
Not really. You're just a typical kid that one day had a problem, and now you're trying to tell the world about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me take a little break and give you a little chance to catch your breath, okay? Once again, folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. My very special guest today is Cassidy Phillips, who's talking to us about, I gotta look at the words to say it correctly. It's not funny. I can't say these things. Arteriovenous malformation. This is not your typical fifth grade discussion at lunchtime, right? This is serious stuff. So if you have a question or a comment about AVM or whatever, give us a call here at 753-5225. I remember phone numbers. Okay, I did have a question come through, and let's see if you can answer this question. Are you ready? This is a tough one. The question is, I don't know who asked this, so they just come through. Is AVM hereditary? You know what that means? Can you get it from your mom and dad? Can you give it to your sister? Is it contagious? Did you get this from your great uncle Theodore?
Well, we know of one person in my family who has gotten it, and it's my mom's cousin.
Okay. According to what I was reading, that could be just a coincidence, but they say that most people, it's not hereditary, and you can't give it to somebody. If you give them a hug, you can't get AVM. It's just how you're born, right?
Yeah.
Did you know, I was doing a little research on it, and it said that of all the people in the world, what percentage of the population do you think gets AVM?
15.
15%? Nope, it's rarer than that. About 1% of all people will ever get AVM. So it's pretty unusual. Okay, so if we had 100 people here, only one of those people would have maybe get AVM. So you're kind of rare. You want to know something else that's even more rare? Do you think boys or girls get it more?
Girls.
Boys. So not only does only 1% of the population get it, but boys get it more than girls. So you're pretty unusual. Did you know that? You're special. You are like this teeny tiny little percent of people that would ever get AVM, and you're here to tell me all about it and my audience. So that's pretty cool, and I'm so happy that you're okay, and that you're doing some great work. Now, you listened to the Girl Scouts over here a little while ago. You know, you got a lot in common. They're out there helping their community, and they're talking about. I got another question here. Oh my goodness, we'll get to the question in a second. See, this happens. All of a sudden, people wake up on Saturday morning, they start throwing questions at me. But the Girl Scouts are doing community service and helping people, planning or helping older folks, and you're out there telling people about this medical condition that they should know about. Okay, so that's cool. Good for you. Okay, here's the question. This is a tough one. This is going to be a scary question. AVM, is it dangerous? Can it kill you?
It can.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think if something bursts or you're hemorrhaging when your veins or arteries are, you could bleed to death, right? So you were awful lucky. Graham was right there to get you. I mean, just think if you were outside playing and nobody saw you for a while. So good for you. I'm glad that happened. But that she was able to be there for you. But now, I don't know if you know this question. Can you get checked out for this? So how would you know? For instance, let's say your mom says, well, maybe we should have the other kids checked. Can they check for this, do you know?
An MRI.
What is that? What does it do? You don't have to tell me what it is. Just what does it do?
You go in a machine and it like scans your head and it can tell you what's going on.
Okay, so it takes pictures of your brain, and it can be any part of your body, right? So did you have MRIs done?
Yes.
Oh, I bet. Okay, did you ever see the pictures of it?
Once.
One time. Oh my gosh, that question. You hear that ding every time it dings, and it's vibrating in my pocket here. What? Oh, I see the question is. I read it wrong. Okay, the question is, can it come back again?
Yes.
Why? Do you know?
It doesn't disappear. It still can be there, but it can get better, so it can happen again.
Okay, so this is something that not only should people be aware of, they should get it treated, and then what? Do you have to get checkups?
Yes.
How often?
Every 6 months we have an MRI done, and tomorrow I have an eye exam in Buffalo.
So why do you have the eye exam?
Because where the AVM happened, it happened on my occipital lobe.
So just behind your eyes. Okay, so it's no different than people that have a heart condition or a lung condition, so you just got to get checked out regularly, right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's see, what else do I have here? Then I was reading, I didn't know about the glue. That's pretty cool. But I also read that sometimes they put in these little tubes, so it must be sort of like the same idea where they put a tube in there to connect the vein and probably glue it. I don't know. One of the things that I did read about AVM is that, and maybe it's for older folks, maybe it's for young folks. I mean, we don't think of this for young people, but strokes. If something happens, you got to be careful that you don't get a blood clot, and then you have other issues. So I'm so happy that Grandma's there. I know your grandma. Okay. If somebody is watching this right now, are there certain things that maybe you could tell them to think about, that to watch out for? How would you, like, let's just say somebody said, wow, I wonder how I might, if I had AVM, how would I know? How would they know?
Well, you get headaches a lot. You can get dizzy. Your eyes will get dry. And that's all that I know.
Okay, so if I hear you right, if you have something going on that isn't normal, you probably should get it checked out. It doesn't mean it's going to be AVM, but it could be, right?
Yep.
Okay, we have a phone call. Finally, I didn't think anybody was going to call. You ready for a phone call?
Yep.
Okay, hopefully it's a nice person. Let's find out. Good morning, caller.
Well, good morning. I hope I'm nice.
It is a nice person. It is a nice person.
Well, good morning, Cassidy. You're a brave young lady. Congratulations.
I guess so.
You know, not only to go on live television.
Wait a minute. I'm easy to be with.
I know. You are easy to be with. You relax people. But it's still a little stressful going in front of those live cameras for a lot of people.
That's for sure.
and for what you've gone through. So congratulations for what you've done and giving so many people encouragement and inspiration.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how's Linda today?
I'm pretty good. I know I'm calling a little late. I was out for a longer walk with my two boys, Dickens and Toulouse.
She got two dogs. Usually they're talking to me by now. I don't hear them.
They were talking before. I was hoping you didn't hear them.
Linda, have you ever heard of AVM?
Can you pronounce that? What is
Arteriovenous malformation.
No, I have never heard of it, but the whole situation kind of makes sense to me. It's an arterial blockage. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are. Did you hear the dogs barking?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was Dickens. He wanted to say thank you for coming on the show.
You're very welcome. So, what's going on in your world today, Linda?
Well, it's a great day. I went up to the Broadway Market last week. That's why I wasn't able to call. I got some wonderful goodies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
When I was a little
place.
kid, well, you were from Buffalo. I'm from Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm
and
from
my
Buffalo.
grandmother, we used to go down to the Broadway Market and get things ready for Easter and stuff like that. Goodness sakes. Those dogs are really talking up a storm.
Yeah,
I talked on.
He wants to go back. I think somebody's going by the house, or they always do that. So anyway, we had a great time, and thank you for a very enlightening and inspirational show.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you have a great weekend and a great weekend. Once again, thank you, Cassidy.
You're welcome.
And also, we do have services with the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging. We do have jobs. I have to catch up with people. I'm a little bit behind in my calls because I've been traveling about in 2 counties meeting with the participants. But there are jobs available, and it's a great time to be looking for something with the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging, and the number is on the screen,
Right.
753-4471.
Hey, Linda, did you see the Girl Scouts earlier?
No, I missed them. I was out with the boys. I'll catch them later on
All right.
on the tape.
They did a
What?
great job. Were you a Girl Scout?
No, but I buy Girl Scout cookies every year.
All right. Well, you have a great weekend. It looks like lots of nice weather, and get those boys out there getting exercise.
Okay.
Okay, you take care.
You too. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Cassie, I got one more question, then we're going to kind of wrap things up here. Remember I told you when we look at the clock, look at it, it's down to 2 minutes. The question is, can AVM look like other issues or be mistaken for other medical condition? I don't know. I suppose people might just think it's a headache, right?
Yep.
And they might not do anything about it. They might take some medicine, Advil or an aspirin or something like that. But I would say if it keeps up, or especially if you said in your case with your eyes, or you get dizzy, do something about it quick. Don't put it off. Cassidy Phillips has been my guest today, and she's going to tell you all about, one more time, about your big fundraiser. So you've got a last minute here to talk. So go for it, kiddo.
It is a dance-a-thon that will be happening at the Westfield Moose Lodge. It's 5 hours of dancing and fun.
Okay.
We'll have Zumba and dance instructors there to help keep the crowd moving. There will be Chinese auctions, 50-50 raffle, and when you pay to come in, you will get snacks, drinks, and a chance at the door prize.
And if they want to go to your website for GoFundMe, okay, we just had that here a minute ago. Where'd it go? There it is. GoFundMe, that's Cassidy's AVM Awareness Dance-a-thon. And you've already raised $1,700. Now, are you going to raise another couple $1,000s plus that? Maybe, right? So make me a promise. You're going to let me know how much you raise, okay? And maybe we can share that information here on the website and the show. We got 17 seconds. What do you want to tell people about AVM?
Be ready if it comes.
Be ready if it comes. Do something about it and don't put it off, right? Okay, folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I've had the Girl Scouts here, Genevieve and Kierra. Thank you for being on the show. Cassidy Phillips has been telling you about AVM. We're all out of time. I'm Doc Hamels. We'll see you next week. I don't even know who's going to be my guest. I got to go look it up. Have a great weekend, and you take care. See you next time. Bye now.